thunderstorms continue. So let's take a broad perspective once again. There's our tornado warning storms across our far eastern areas. Waco, you're not seeing much at all. If you live west of 35, it's actually been a decent Sunday for you. We had those thunderstorms earlier this morning, but things have really quieted down this afternoon. Now we have the Brazos Valley. Now we have the eastern parts of central Texas that we got to keep an eye on for these thunderstorms as they continue to work off toward the northeast. So folks in Bryan College Station, a pretty good cell approaching you at this time. And that cell, again, has a hook on it, but nothing there from Houston as of yet, correct?
Yeah, I am monitoring a couple different chat sources behind the scenes. Houston, I think, is talking more about what's going on in Leon County at the moment. They have a special weather statement out for this, which is just our lingo for saying it's a strong storm but not severe. They're saying wind gusts to 40 miles per hour and pea-size hail northwest of Navasota, and that's moving to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So they're calling it a strong storm, not severe right now.
Not yet, but it's definitely one to watch. This looks like the one across eastern Leon County the way it was, and then continuing to make its way off toward the north. So again, wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of rotation with this. This is about to get closer to our camera as well. So we'll be watching this one very closely as it continues, but no real threat of a circulation with that as of yet. There may be a little red there right along the river east of Snook, right in here. We may have that right here, so that'll go close to the west side of Bryan College Station. Again, no significant rotation with this as of now, but it's something that can strengthen very quickly. So just a special weather statement going on right now. So it is now 5:30, and welcome to our 25:15 news at 5:30 here on a Sunday evening. Well, here we go. We're still covering severe thunderstorms across the area as that makes its way off toward the north again. Storm to watch here in Bryan College Station. Thunder, lightning, rain, wind, 40 miles per hour as of now. But we will have eyes on this as well. We have our camera network down there that we will continue to look at there. Then we have our Centerville storm, which continues, and especially northeast of town. This one definitely bears watching, moving up toward the flow area in northeastern parts of Leon County. So, well, it may try to get a push here off toward the northeast again. So again, these thunderstorms just continue to change. Looks like southeast of Buffalo, and then here just north of Highway 7. So maybe a couple of areas of spin going on. Southeast of Buffalo and just north of Highway 7. And then as you head back down toward Leon County area, there's a brand new scan coming in right there. So again, this is one, I think that's the better one to watch here as it's moving up toward the flow area, northeast of Centerville and northeastern parts of Leon County. And it will continue off to the north. So there's thunderstorm number one. That may be trying to make more of a right turn with a more of a northeast turn than a due north turn. It was going due north. Now it looks like this storm may have some influence from the west and may try to push it more off toward the northeast and then closer to the Trinity River here, which would get it farther and farther away from our area, which is good news. I'm ready to say goodbye to these thunderstorms, and I'm sure you are too, as these make their way east of 45. Looks like it'll be to the east of Buffalo as well as that continues to push on off toward the east. So we're going to watch both of these storms still very closely. Down toward Jewett, you are seeing some heavier rain. That's been in the Marquette area as well. Looks like that is starting to lift off toward the northeast.
Yeah, I haven't seen any reports of people going back to Marquette checking for damage. I mean, that may be occurring. I just haven't seen any reports of damage from that area. Of course, no news is good news, so we will continue to monitor that. But in the meantime, we'll hope that we don't hear from a whole lot from Marquette. And I think you're right about this particular storm here being definitely the dominant one now near Nineveh. The earlier one near Buffalo that had some rotation, I think has just almost completely just kind of caved in as far as the rotation goes. I don't really see that much anymore. Maybe a little bit trying there northeast of the Expo Center, but that one looks to be pretty much done at this juncture. So we will say that this one's probably taking over here, and that's definitely got the hook echo near Nineveh. And this is going to be along Farm to Market 1511. So with the latest scan here from Velocity, you can see that definitely some stronger inbound and outbound winds, and I'm going to circle that here. Now, here's the thing, and it may just be a product of us being far away from the radar site. Where you're seeing the rotation doesn't exactly I was right about here. It didn't really exactly line up with where we had the hook. I would anticipate if we were really talking about bona fide rotation, I'd expect to see it right underneath the hook. I mean, that just from a dynamic standpoint is where you'd expect to see it. I'm kind of splitting hairs here, but it looks like the two are a little bit displaced from another. And again, that could just be a product of this being many, many miles away from the radar that we're using, which is Lake Granger. And unfortunately, I think that's the closest one we've got because Houston and Fort Worth radars are still far away from this one. Either way, it does appear to be rotating. It's a healthy storm. And the colors here, I'll jump to a different product really quick. You can see the brighter colors within that hail core. So let's check on the hail core for a moment. And there could be actually some hail now in the I-45 corridor between Buffalo and Centerville, in addition to some maybe quarter-size hail near Nineveh. So got a hail core ongoing just east of the interstate. And you can see that here, those really bright colors there. That is going to be some indications of hail that has really just perked up here over the past little bit. They're just crossing the interstate. So we have trimmed the tornado warning, or at least the National Weather Service has, and you'll notice it's really just focusing on this one storm now. So the other one near Buffalo and the Expo Center, not tornadic anymore. We have this one supercell near Nineveh that is tornado warned, and I'm going to get you the latest from the National Weather Service for that. It is a product from Fort Worth, so let's get the latest from the National Weather Service in Fort Worth. They say it's a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, located 12 miles northeast of Centerville, or about 15 miles northwest of Ostonio, moving to the northeast at 25 miles per hour. So, again, a little bit of a slow mover, but I sure would like it to move because the sooner we can get this across the Trinity River, the sooner it is out of our area, and we can send you back to normal programming, which anywhere within the next half hour is your news at 5:30. So we might actually be able to join the newscast if we can get rid of this soon enough. Also watching some potent thunderstorm development down here in the southern part of Leon County and northern Madison County. This has been, again, kind of, some clusters of storms that are starting to merge and grow in this warm air mass. This is where the untouched air is, where all that warmth and humidity is that these storms are really going to love. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well. I do see maybe it's trying to establish some supercellular characteristics. That is weak rotation at best. I see it trying to organize, but I'd say that's weak at best near Normandy. We'll watch it, though, just because it has some signs. And then finally, we're going to go back here to Bryan College Station as we have lots of cell mergers going on. We did have that one storm that was kind of all alone. It looked impressive coming into town with a hook there, and, well, you'll notice how things have really started to just blow up all around it. So the more interference, the better. We don't want one storm in particular to take over. We will keep an eye on it, though. As I say that, I'm going to jump back to our view of Bryan College Station, our roof cam, which I believe is facing the same way that it was earlier, but the visibility sure has dropped. Lots of rain going on there from our Syntax Roof Systems camera in Bryan. So we are, again, just kind of monitoring that situation as we speak. I know Josh Johns is in the back monitoring all sorts of things on social media and radar as well. So we've got him to chime in on anything if we need to. But for the time being, we're going to go back to our first storm here. And it looks like we are now, okay, so what I'm seeing on the monitor up there is not necessarily in program. Okay, cool. All right, so let's just jump back into this particular storm here. And I do want to mention, we are really seeing some of that hail start to come alive out there just north of Centerville. I'm going to check on a couple different products here, just real behind the scenes stuff, looking at that hail potential. You see those darker grays. This is something we rarely show, but I'm just looking at those darker grays in between the Expo Center and Flow. That's just a product called differential reflectivity, helps us out identifying some hail. We can go to the hail tracker. And again, that is showing, let's check that out. I'd assume this is at least quarter size hail for both, maybe closer to $half size hail. We're going to get a new severe thunderstorm warning, according to the National Weather Service, for Leon County. And I'll bet it's for that storm coming in on the south. Yeah, I would guarantee it's this one. So this is becoming a severe thunderstorm in between Leona and Normandy. It's not a tornado-warned storm. It's about to be a severe thunderstorm-warned storm, and that's probably going to be in the form of some winds and hail is what they'll warn that storm for. So we will keep an eye on any rotation with that, as they are. They just mentioned National Weather Service watching a small area of rotation near Normandy, and we are too, just on the edge of Leon County there. So they're watching that. But in terms of rotation, The most prevalent one and the most prominent one's right here near Nineveh. And again, the data isn't great. We're shooting far away from the storm, but rotation is evident over at Nineveh at this time, and certainly a hook echo there. So this is a potent thunderstorm. So it's been a little while since we've talked about our tornado precautions, but that's what we want you guys to do here in Nineveh and anywhere along Farm to Market 3178, Farm to Market 542. If you are near those locations, say you're north of Malvern and you're near those roads, it's time to be in your storm shelter. I'm going to draw just a track here real quick to make sure we're not missing anything. Let's say from the hook echo and draw it out to the northeast just until it crosses the Trinity River. And it's pretty rural, but if you know of Mount Pilgrim Church or Cedar Branch Church here in the next few minutes, if you are near those, you need to be in your tornado safe place. There's no confirmation of a tornado, but this certainly could do so at any time. So you need to be in a storm shelter underground if you've got one. Otherwise, we want you in the lowest level of your home, in an interior room of your home. And that's usually a closet or a bathroom. And once you're there, you want to make sure you're taking some extra steps to protect yourself, covering your head, bundling yourself up. Just some steps you can take to protect yourself in the event there's debris flying. I know it's a little bit of a drastic measure, but that's what we want you to do in the case of a storm like this. And that's especially true for the Nineveh area right now. Flow, I would say you're out of the tornado threat. That polygon has been drawn just out to flow, but flow is actually getting the hail right now. And so be indoors from that. Take shelter from that. We don't want you guys to be away or near any windows right now. We don't want any hailstones to break those windows at the moment. Malvern, you're in the tornado warning, but this storm has left you. It is moving out to the north and northeast, so that means it is beyond the community of Malvern. It is beyond the communities or any homes along Highway 7. So you should be good there. We do have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that is out for pretty much all of Leon County except for the far western third. And let me turn off the lightning and radar here so you can see it. There it is. You see that new yellow box? That's a new severe thunderstorm warning for a little smidge of Freestone County, but mostly for Leon County, and that's going to go until, let me see if I can get the proper thing to queue up here. Okay, that's going to show me the tornado warning. So let me just double check the product here for the severe thunderstorm warning. That is brand new, and that is going to run until 6:30. All right, so 6:30 warning time for that severe thunderstorm warning, and that's going to be included for 60-mile-per-hour wind potential and perhaps some quarter to $half size hail. And I think that's been drawn that way for two reasons. One, we have the hail core that is really getting going northeast of Centerville and also near Leona. So a couple different areas of hail here, Matt, which is why we have a new warning.
All right, we're going to take a quick break on KXXV, but we're going to continue on our digital. Then we're going to be right back here on KXXV, and we will be doing that right now.
Whatever you're craving, there's always a fresh deal on the Subway app. Right now, buy any footlong in the app, get another 50% off, like the Savory Elite Chicken, Bacon, and Ranch, or the Irresistibly Juicy Philly. What you gotta say, Clay?
There's nothing better than a...
Sorry, buddy. This deal is so big, we had to cut your screen time to fill it all in. Come on, cheer up. Because right now, you can buy any footlong in the app and get another 50% off. Get it before it's gone in the Subway app.
Can't get enough news? We've got your fix. Turn on those notifications and connect with everything happening throughout Central Texas, only with the 25 News app.
Jesse Palmer?
So you do remember, and I know you haven't been watching.
I know, but TV's expensive.
Well, now you can watch me, live sports and news free. No contracts or fees.
But Jesse, how?
Tablo. Pay once and watch happily ever after. And you can record too.
This sounds like a dream.
Tablo. Learn more at tablotv.com. It's not fantasy, it's reality.
Can change the world.
Nothing has gone the way we expected.
This might be the only opportunity.
What drugs are you doing here?
We are totally trapped.
I've been called vigilante.
Going back is not a good option.
It feels like we're getting closer.
In Real Life, season premiere tonight at 8 on Scripps News. Find with an antenna or on your favorite streaming app.
Can't get enough news? Don't worry, we've got your fix.
Turn on those notifications and connect with everything happening throughout Central Texas, only with the 25 News app. Notifications and connect with everything happening throughout Central Texas, only with the 25 News app.
We've had these thunderstorms here. No significant reports of damage yet, so that is some good news. We did have circulations over Marquay. We had circulations that moved south of Bremond. We had circulations that were north of Cameron. That's where all this got started earlier this afternoon, and then continuing off toward the northeast across northeastern parts of Leon County. This hopefully will continue to push out across the Trinity River, and we say goodbye to these thunderstorms finally here across our area, but there are more replacing it down to the south. That's starting to move more to the east as well. So Centerville, you're kind of in between these two thunderstorms here, the one south of Leona. That's going to hook northern parts of Madison County, and we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning with that one.
Yeah, that is a warning that's been drawn for most of Leon County, and it's been drawn all the way up to the county line there with Freestone, because there really are two different parts here that have hail cores.
Yeah, we're talking about Madison. Madison County was added.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, so we have that's from Houston. You're right. So we have a different jurisdiction here, Madison County. It's really just north of Madison, so the northern sliver of Madison County there. Let me grab the details for you for that real quick. And this is, again, kind of just to take into effect the storm there near Norman G. So this is going to run till 6:30, and they have it moving at about 30 miles per hour. This will continue to be possible to produce some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and hail up to half-dollar size. And it looks like that hail core may stay north of the county, but it'll be a close call.
All right, so we do have that thunderstorm, again, working its way right along the county line. And that's going to hopefully stay more on an east-northeast trajectory. And if it will do that, it will continue to push along and east of I-45 and not up into the Centerville area. But as we've seen, the storm motion with these has been very erratic today. They move east, then they move north, then they move east, then they move north again. So erratic storm motions with these. So I can't guarantee this is going to stay south of Centerville, but hopefully it will mainly stay to your south in between Leona and Madisonville there, right on the county line, right where OSR is, as that's pretty close to the county line as well, as that makes its way off toward the east-northeast, and eventually that will push along and east of I-45. So that's severe, not tornadic at this time. The hook is actually more in Madison County than it is in Leon County. So we have two weather service offices that will be monitoring this closely. They'll probably have to coordinate if there will eventually be a tornado. They'll have to coordinate exactly how they're going to do that more in Madison County and then into Leon County as well. But there's your tornado warning. Northeast of Centerville, continuing to make its way off toward the northeast. Other thunderstorms back near Groesbeck, that's in the cooler air. So yeah, you're getting rain, but that's in the cooler air. And these will slowly start to fade away as the main energy starts to shift off toward the east. Bryan College Station. Yeah, you're getting a lot of heavy rain right now, but no official warning for you. Hopefully this is going to stay a little messy like it is right now. No one cell will take over. But as of right now, I just don't see this being a major player as far as severe weather. We did have that cell by itself earlier over Bryan College Station, and now it's kind of merged with everything else. So hopefully that will stay that way here, kind of becoming a blob across Bryan College Station and not individual cells, except this one here, which is just now east of Brazos County and into parts of Grimes County. That one will have to be watched as that makes its way off toward the north-northeast west of Highway 90 there across Grimes County. So again, that one will eventually work its way up toward Madison County. So something that we will be watching closely there. Then down in the Snook area, we do have the rain and thunderstorms there. So hopefully by the time we reach 6 o'clock, I'm kind of doing this just to let our people know back as well. Hopefully we'll be able to go more on KR than KX. So that means you folks in Waco, Temple, Killeen area will go back to regular programming at 6 o'clock, and KR will continue with the Leon County storm and anything that's coming up toward Madison County. Of course, we'll continue with digital as well. We'll be on all our platforms there, Facebook and YouTube, everything like that. So we're going to take a quick break here on KXXV, and we will be right back continuing on digital.
They said it couldn't be done. They said the world would never accept a cookie this long, or pretzel, and probably not a churro. They also said, under no circumstances should those really long and delicious treats be wildly affordable. Then we said, but we already made them, and they are. Introducing the incredible new foot-long sidekicks. Get one at Subway today.
Can't get enough news? Don't worry, we've got your fix.
Turn on those notifications and connect with everything happening throughout Central Texas, only with the 25 News app.
Throughout Central Texas, only with the 25 News app.
Central Texans are connected to Fort Cavazos in many ways, from service members to civilians and active duty to veterans. We know it's more than just a uniform. It's a community of individuals, each with their own unique story to tell. And it's our mission to share those stories with you. Join us as we get to know the people that don the uniform and those who support them, as we show you the many faces of Fort Cavazos, only on 25 News, connecting Central Texas. Cavazos, only on 25 News, connecting Central Texas.
All right, we're back on KXXV. This is 25 News at 5:30 here on a Sunday. You're usually watching Caleb right now, but we got the entire team here to take you into this evening, as we do have a severe thunderstorm warning with this thunderstorm, large hail possible in the Leona area. But right along the county line here, this is where we may start to see a little bit of rotation develop as well. We definitely had the hook starting to form, so this storm has to be watched very closely, as we are going to be seeing some of that spin, hopefully not get down to ground level, but these thunderstorms really haven't had a problem spinning for today, especially across our southeastern counties. We've built up the heat and humidity throughout the day across our southeastern counties, and that's why we do have that potential. So just a severe thunderstorm warning right now, but one that is going to be watched here as it makes its way east-northeast and eventually tracking to the east of I-45. Our tornado-warned storm is up the road here, northeast of Centerville. This continues to move away from Centerville and closer to the Trinity River as it makes its way over into Houston's problem over here as it works over toward the Grapeland area. And again, this will become Lufkin and Tyler Longview's thunderstorm. We will pass it along to them and possibly the northern reaches of the Houston area as well. So we'll be passing this one off pretty soon. But again, it's right along the Trinity River where we probably have some of that interesting rotation going on there. Farther back down to the southwest, again, we are tracking that thunderstorm and then down into the Brazos Valley for Bryan College Station. Again, we're watching this thunderstorm right here kind of by itself. We have other thunderstorms that kind of merged here over Bryan College Station. Very heavy rain there. But again, the potential for the tornado part, hopefully a little bit lower around Bryan College Station as of now, as has been more scattered. We're going to take another break on KXXV and continue on digital. As of now, as has been more scattered. We're going to take another break on KXXV and continue on digital. You can access with your phone's camera. All you have to do is pull up the camera on your phone and hold it up to the screen. Make sure the QR code is in view, and a link will pop up on your screen. Just tap the link, and it'll take you straight to the website. And that's how you use QR codes. It's that easy, folks.
Cavazos in many ways, from service members to civilians and active duty to veterans. We know it's more than just a uniform. It's a community of individuals, each with their own unique story to tell. And it's our mission to share those stories with you. Join us as we get to know the people that don the uniform and those who support them, as we show you the many faces of Fort Cavazos. Only on 25 News, connecting Central Texas.
We're 6 o'clock here, and we're still covering our thunderstorms, and we're going to continue to do this as we do have severe thunderstorm warnings. Tornado warning for northeastern parts of Leon County. That one is moving away from us, so hopefully we will get that out of here pretty soon. That's northeast of Centerville. So do we have any updates from the Weather Service there, Caleb?
We don't, not for that particular thunderstorm. Their eyes are now on the one near Normandy, and just with the latest scan here, which we just got one, I know this particular tornado warning runs until, they have it running until 6 o'clock, so it's going to be off the board in 5 minutes anyway. But I would say, just based on where we have the rotation with this, it is now beyond the Trinity River. It is now out of central Texas, so for all intents and purposes, that one may just be gone for us. So there is that it technically still continues for another 5 minutes as far as the warning goes. And then this warning, severe thunderstorm warning, haven't heard of any possible upgrades yet. I'm sure that's probably because rather than talking in the chat right now, the offices are probably talking to each other. So we'll see if anything comes out of this storm, anything new, and we'll pass it along.
All right, so that's definitely a storm to watch right there. One in Grimes County is a storm to watch as well. We've had heavier rain back toward the northwest. We have flash flood warnings for eastern parts of Bell County. Finally, it looks like the rain's starting to stop there. That is good news. We did have a high water rescue at the Temple Fire Department earlier today. Also lots of rain there. And as you head north of Marlin, some very heavy rain here. Over toward Groesbeck, that is, again, moving more to the north-northeast. It's going to move into cooler air. I think we're going to say that these are going to slowly weaken as they make their way off toward the northeast. The main thrust of everything now is going to be Centerville, Bryan College Station, down toward the southeast. And again, for areas north of Madisonville, we're watching that one closely. East of Centerville, looks like that warning will be expiring pretty soon. And then down across western parts of Grimes County, eastern parts of Brazos County, we're going to have that potential as well. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to programming on KXXV unless something warrants us cutting back in. We're going to continue on KRHD or add KRHD to this, and then we will be doing lives on Facebook and on YouTube as well to keep you advised of everything that is happening here across the area. Thank you for trusting us with your weather. We will send you back to regular programming with the exception of the Brazos Valley.
Whatever